Let's pick up on the markets now, and they're set for mixed trade at the start of the week. Local markets closing in the green on Thursday, led by gains in the consumer staple and pharmaceutical sector stocks. Simon Brown is JustOneLap founder, joining us now for a quick analysis of how the markets are shaping up this Monday. Simon, good morning to you. Let's start with that quick overview on how the markets are faring in early trade.
Morning, Polly. So we missed Friday trade and we saw a lot of red around the world then, and that's where we've opened up this morning. Top 40 is just over 0.5% to the red. It's been led lower by resources as commodity prices came under pressure and the rand strengthened. Financials, sort of the less worse of a bad bunch, only off 0.1%. Resources down 1.2%. Industrials off a third. As I said, rand a little better, 18.17 against the US dollar. 23.31 against sterling, 19.88 against the pound. Quickly on commodities, we got gold at 19.64, Brent 75.83, platinum 985, and palladium $1,406 an ounce.
Let's quickly launch into company news. The Lion Match Company. This is now the owner of the Lion safety matches and other consumer brands. It is not backing down, Simon, in its multi-year fight with the South African Revenue Service, that's SARS. What's happening there?
Well, this story goes back to 2008. Lion Match owned a stake in Kimberly-Clark, and they sold that stake. And therefore, there's capital gains tax to pay, as would be for any of us if we made a profit. And then 5 years later, in 2013, SARS came back and adjusted the base price for the Kimberly-Clark acquisition, which obviously was prior to the sale, and that meant the Lion Match Company owed more tax. And they've basically been litigating since then. And it's been all sorts of issues. We've had lawyers stepping aside because of conflicts of interest, Lion Match not being represented in cases and saying that's simply a breach of their constitutional right. And they are sticking to their guns, as is SARS. So 15 years on, and this is still being litigated for something which you would have thought would long have been solved. I don't know which side is right, but this seems to be taking an onerously long period of time.
Well, we shall see where it ends. Let's continue and talk about Storage Property, publishing its financial results for the year which ended on the 31st of March 2023. And wait for it, it's a declaration of a cash dividend. Talk us through their performance.
So, not bad results. They've got South African business. You would know that. You drive around the major centers, you'll see their large red buildings. They store our stuff when we need some extra space. South Africa did very well. Record occupancies. They managed to get some price increases going through. The other half of the business is the same business, but based in the UK. And there they found it a little bit tougher. Occupancy is not quite as great, not sort of the same level of price increases. And that makes sense. As much as we look at how tough it is in South Africa, it is truthfully, by some measures, even tougher in the UK. They're seeing inflation that is higher than ours. They're seeing interest rates continue to rise. So a mixed bag, but overall, I thought a good set of numbers. You mentioned a dividend, 56 cents and some change per share. Yeah. Good dividend coming through there as well.
Interesting indeed. Let's conclude with Omnia Holdings Limited. Audited results for the year which ended on the 31st of March 2023. How are their numbers looking?
A bit of a mixed bag, and overall a little weaker than I would have expected. They've got the agricultural division, which was fertilizers, saw good revenue growth, but had problems with input and supply chain costs and the like, and challenges out of Zimbabwe. So the massive increase in revenue didn't flow down to such a significant increase in profit. Chemicals, doing what chemicals does, doing okay, nothing spectacular. And then mining, which is mostly explosives, did very well. Really good growth in revenue and strong growth in profit at the same time. But the agricultural side really dragging it down. And overall, as I said, a little bit weak collectively, notwithstanding good numbers out of mining.
Simon Brown is JustOneLap founder. Thank you very much for that markets update.